Welcome back to JT on the Go. Today we are going to visit the castle of Carcassonne, France, and the surrounding town.
The Château Comtal is Europe's ultimate fortress city. We will be walking on the very wall that surrounds the entire city center of Carcassonne, and this is the main draw for every single tourist who makes the trip here. Walking the full circle around the citadel takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours, so pace yourself. A few tips before we dive in. The best times to visit are early morning before 10 a.m. or late afternoon after 4 p.m. Both windows help you dodge the massive tourist crowds and the heat. Today we're going to find out whether the Carcassonne Citadel actually lives up to the hype, and we're going to get that answer. The only way that counts, by exploring every inch of it. Fair warning, though there is a lot of stair climbing even after you reach the top of the walls. You've been warned. Now this cool theater-style room we're stepping into features 3D projections showing what Carcassonne looked like in its prime. Honestly, pretty impressive stuff. This chateau was originally built in 1125, and if you noticed when you arrived, the walls and the city center sit on top of a hill, overlooking the entire valley below. Like every great castle in Europe, the high ground was everything. It gave defenders the advantage they needed to repel any invader who dared approach. Quick note on access. The streets, shops, and restaurants inside the citadel are completely free to explore. However, if you want to walk the medieval ramparts and enter the Château Comtal, which is absolutely worth it, there's an admission fee. For adults, it's 13 euros. Anyone under 18 gets in free. That watchtower we came out of is the tallest structure on the entire site, and one of the few square towers here at Carcassonne. As you can see, modern Carcassonne has expanded well beyond these citadel walls. But the true heart of the city, the shops, the great restaurants, the medieval atmosphere is all right here within the walls we're walking on. On a clear day, you can spot the Pyrenees Mountains in the distance. That's the natural border between France and Spain just sitting there on the horizon. The best times of year to visit are April and May or September and October before the summer crowds arrive and after they leave. The castle entrance on the town side features one of the most impressive defense systems I've seen anywhere. 2 portcullises, a massive door, and a matriculation above. Each portcullis was operated from a separate control room on different floors, with no communication between them. That was by design specifically to guard against treachery from soldiers within. Invaders who laid siege to Carcassonne eventually ran out of patience and gave up, including the legendary Charlemagne himself. Taking this place by force was nearly impossible. The only real strategy was to starve the city into surrender. Charlemagne besieged these walls for so long that he eventually just gave up and walked away. On the other side of the courtyard, the keep formed part of the residence built by the Trencavels. Look closely at the facade and you can actually see several distinct phases of construction. One thing worth mentioning, this site is not fully accessible. If you or someone in your group needs assistance, you can call +33 623 011 276. As we head downstairs, the whole atmosphere shifts. These rooms contain ancient artifacts, many dating all the way back to the Middle Ages. I honestly did not expect to find gravestones on display in here. And a few rooms down, actual coffins. Oh, and normally the gift shop comes at the end of a tour. Here, it is right in the middle. Classic! Wait, weren't we just here? Quick safety note from the site itself. The historical stairs on the ramparts are steep, and some steps are unusually high. Some visitors experience vertigo up here. Appropriate footwear is strongly recommended. Please exercise caution, especially with children, and do not lean over the security railings. Let me break down the layout for you. The citadel has 2 distinct sections. The chateau, where we entered, is the larger building complex. Going clockwise from there, Rempart North about 15 minutes, Rempart East about 20 minutes, and Rempart West about 25 minutes. There are also 2 distinct sides to Carcassonne altogether. First, the medieval fortress La Cité, which is what the chateau walls surround and protect, containing everything that dates back to the 11th century. And then there's the lower city, the Bastide St. Louis, which is far more modern. What a shot! From up here, the Château Comtal gives us a perfect view of the lower city of Carcassonne spread out far below. Some people also live inside the city center. Carcassonne sits in the Languedoc region, just south of the Dordogne, in the heart of southern France. We're here in the afternoon and the sun is still pouring over the whole landscape. The Gallo-Roman towers, with their solid buttressed bases, are horseshoe-shaped and spaced at intervals of 20 to 30 meters. Each has one floor with 3 openings designed for a catapult or ballista. The broader upper floor was defended through crenellations that could support a shadow-pitched roof. The entire defensive strategy was built on 2 principles: breaking up assaults from below and inflicting maximum losses on the enemy with vertical fire from above. These narrow silts in the walls are where archers would fire from. The larger openings, those were for cannons. And from here, I actually came across something I had never seen before. I had no idea what these people were doing. Look at all these gardens. I'm fairly convinced those are the actual backyards of people who live inside the walls. The Trésor Tower takes its name from its role as a royal treasury. Treasure, state archives, and royal seals were all kept here. With 5 floors, a well, and food stores in the basement, this tower was completely self-sufficient. A large vaulted guard room complete with a fireplace and lanterns gave officers all the comforts of the era. Despite that, the tower remained a formidable defense structure, standing over 30 meters tall without lookout positions covering the entire surrounding area. Inside, plaques throughout detail the castle's long history. And one thing I came across that I was not expecting, a small cannon tucked away in the corner. From this angle, the Château Comtal looks directly down over a cemetery just outside the castle walls, and along the perimeter, the moats are clearly visible. They weren't filled with water or alligators, they were more of a no man's land, designed purely to slow down attackers and expose them to fire from the walls above. A true visit to Carcassonne Citadel and the Château Comtal really is like stepping back into the 13th century. And by now, we've reached the end of the walk along the top of the fortress. So, is it worth it? Absolutely. The stunning views across France's Languedoc region are completely worth every single climb to the top of the Château Comtal. Now we're making our way back down to finish the journey. Subscribe for more adventures across Europe and follow me on TikTok and Instagram for more. Stepping back in time always leaves you with more questions than answers, and there is nowhere better to feel that than right here at the Château Comtal. Take care.